to slow the breath down without struggle. You don't want to struggle. You want to stay calm and seated, and let the belly be expansive as you inhale and gently recede as you exhale. And then the first part of this pranayama practice is a chin lock called Jalandhara Bandha. So you're simply going to inhale, lengthen the spine, lifting the face towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, slowly allow the chin to come to the down towards the chest. And then inhale. And exhale, the chin slowly coming down towards the chest. There's that little chin lock. Keep going like that. Inhaling, lengthening, looking up. And exhaling back down to the chest. You might notice a little pause at the top of the inhale and or a little pause at the bottom of the exhale. It's just a natural pause that's called a kumbhak. You're not really holding the breath, you're suspending. So when the chin drops, it's called a breath suspension. You're suspending the breath. And when the chin lifts here and you inhale, it's called a retention, a breath retention and a breath suspension. Both are kumbhaks. So the next time you exhale and you drop your chin onto the chest, just come back to a neutral position. That nice, slow, deep yogic breath, full, deep inhales and exhales. And we're going to add a little cooling component to it. So this is called Sitili, S-I-T-I-L-I. And you roll the tongue like this. And as you inhale, you go, and then suck the tongue in. So it looks like this. And then you exhale through the nose and inhale. And exhale through the nose. Now, if you can't roll your tongue, because that is a genetic, capability. So some people cannot roll their tongue this way. If you can't roll your tongue that way, roll it the other way. So bring the tip of the tongue to the back of the teeth like this. And kind of suck the tongue in and exhale down and inhale. Exhale. And as you do, kind of make this little sound like a kind of a slurping noise when you bring that tongue back in. So we'll start together, sitting up nice and tall, rolling the tongue and inhaling the way that you can do this. One more time. And then just sitting nice and tall, breathing here. And then bring your hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart center, and 3 times inhale the arms down and up. You can lift up, look up, and exhale the hands back to Anjali Mudra. Go 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhaling back to the heart. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. And then sitting up nice and tall, we're just going to move in a little bit of holographic wave. So I'm just going to move myself back so you all can see me a little bit better. There we go. And sitting up nice and tall here, just moving in this 3-dimensional asymmetric way. Compressing and releasing into the spine. And then bring that to a close and come onto your mat on your hands and knees in tabletop like this. Make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders and your knees are hip distance apart and the back is flat and long. And as you inhale, engage the root lock, the pit of the belly, let the tailbone come forward and under, round 1 vertebra at a time, bringing your chin to your chest, that's your cat. And then lift the tailbone, sink the belly, open the heart center. So see if you can find that sense of cooling that we found in that Sitali or Shatari breath. Inhaling as you round into the cat and exhaling as you arch into the cat. Just waking up the motor neurons where they exit from the spinal column. You can think of it as a central switchboard that you're just trying to get wired up to operate seamlessly in your body. And the next time you come into the cat stretch, stay here. Let the back of the neck be long. And from here, move into some holographic wave here. And here, the movement becomes even more, a little bit more mobility because the pelvis isn't anchored through the 6 bones. And then bring that to a close. And just walk your hands forward. And then just sit back in a child's pose, lengthening through the upper body, lengthening through the shoulders, releasing and breathing here. And then just hinge forward through the shoulders, through the arms. Open the heart center, come into this modified plank position with the knees down, and then hinge back, lengthening through the spine. So just keep going like that, hinging forward and hinging back. And pay attention to your shoulders and your upper back here. So try to keep the shoulders down and back and the heart center open, even as you come forward and back. This is inhale. This is exhale. And as you inhale and come forward, you're slowly engaging the root lock and the pit of the belly. You hold those locks as you exhale, and right about here, you release them. Inhale, hinging forward, engaging the root lock, the pit of the belly, and exhale back. And one more time like that, inhaling forward. And this time, go ahead and come into your child's pose here. And we're just going to stay here. You can draw your hands back towards your shoulders now if you want to. And just shift your weight from shin to shin so you get this lateral movement into the knees and hips. Then bring that to a close and just take some breaths here. Now, go ahead and come back up to your tabletop. And we're going to do a Chakravartasana variation, also called bird dog pose. Bring your right arm out and bring your left leg, reach, reach, reach. And then bring that arm and leg back. And then left arm, right leg, reach, 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 one straight line, and then back. So this is inhale, engage the root lock, the pit of the belly. Exhale, back. Inhale, engage the root lock, pit of the belly. Exhale, back. One more time like that, right arm, left leg. Back to table. And then left arm, right leg, and back to table. And then open the knees out to the edge of the mat, big toes together, and sit back in this wide-legged child's pose. Notice if you can get closer to the floor. Take a few breaths here. Walk your hands back. Go ahead and press yourself up. Bring your knees back under your hips, and then come forward and reach out, right arm, left leg in that bird dog again. And then bring the arm and the legs back and sit back in your child's pose. So here your hands are forward just a little bit, hinging up, left arm, right leg. And back to child's pose. So keep going, right arm, left leg. So you're flowing into this, this little pose, counter pose. Here's the pose. Here's the counter pose. Now one more time. Each side. So this requires a lot of communication and coordination in that central nervous system switchboard, where the big motor neurons come out of the spinal column. And then hinge back up to tabletop and just move in some holographic way, just massaging through the spine, the shoulders, the hips, opening up the fascia, teasing that out. And then bring that to a close and walk your hands forward so they're in front of your shoulders so you can see, like, this would be right under my shoulders. I'm walking them out maybe the length of my hand, one hand length forward. And then tuck your toes under and come into your downward dog. So roll through the balls of the feet and come into down dog, and then go ahead and walk the dog. So roll up on the ball of one foot, stand on tippy toe, and press the heel of the other leg towards the mat. Bend the knee, roll up on the ball of the foot, and press the opposing heel towards the mat. And really do this slowly. Some classes I'll see people like they're running the dog. Don't run the dog. It's an old dog. Walk the dog super slow. And you might even want to stay here for a breath or two, just allowing those muscle fibers to release a little bit. And then come way, way, way up on your tippy toes. Get that nice hip, hip tilt, pelvic tilt. And then keep that hip hinge and release the heels of the feet towards the mat. Lengthen through the upper body. Stay here. See if you can feel the upper half of the body and the lower half of the body leaning against each other, like when you're building a card house with a deck of cards. Breathe here. And then roll through the feet. Come back down onto your hands and knees. And if you have yoga blocks that you'd like to use for long lunges, I suggest you get them. If you don't have blocks, you don't have to use them. The advantage of the blocks is that you can keep the back open, the heart center open like this because your arms are up. But you can do it on the floor. You're just going to round here in this upper back a little bit. Make sure that your right ankle is in front of the knee. And then go ahead and press your hip points forward, bringing the knee over the ankle, lengthening the spine, and then flex the foot as you come back. So keep going through this. Now, it does not matter whether or not you straighten this right leg. All that matters is that you get the stretch into the hamstrings behind the knees in a non-weight bearing way. So really flex this foot. If you avoid that foot up and out, it's real easy to straighten your knee, but there's no stretch. So really keep the foot flexed and just feel that little pull. So that we create that tensegrity, that tension with integrity in our bodies. Now, the next time you come forward, make sure the knee is right over the ankle, look straight ahead, engage the bandhas, lift up, take this little balance, and then release the arms down and hinge back, and come forward, inhale, lift up, exhale down, hinge back, and hinge forward. Last time here. Inhale. Exhale down. Hinge back. Bring this right leg back. And switch up sides. And so again, make sure your ankle is in front of the knee. And I like to flex this back foot, that's just easier on my knee. And then press the hips forward, bringing the left knee over the ankle and coming down. And the next time you hinge forward, stay here. Look straight ahead. Inhale, lift up, taking the balance. Exhale down, hinging back and forward. And again, engaging the bandhas, looking straight forward. Lower down, back and forward. And last time here. Bringing the hips back, bringing the left leg back, and make your way up to standing. And I will readjust my mat and my screen. I don't know where that cameraman is. So go ahead and come to standing in Tadasana Mountain Pose and bring your hands to the fronts of the legs and bend your knees. Let the sits bones come back a little bit and then slide your hands down the thighs, hinging at the hips, and slide back. So just keep going like this, sliding down and up. And one more time. And then come back up to standing. And just bring your hands to Anjali Mudra here. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And then exhale, bring the arms out to a T position and just roll the palms towards the wall behind you. Roll the hands back up, lift them up, and down the middle. Inhale up. Exhale, hands out to a T, rotate. So you want to feel that arm bone rotating in the shoulder socket and down the midline. And one more time like that. Inhale up. Exhale out to a T, rotating the palms and then back and then up and down the midline. Now bring your hands low on your hips. And this time with the legs straight, we're just going to come in and out of a half forward fold, lengthening the whole back body. So lengthen here, engage the bodies, and you want to, so kicking your pelvis forward and then coming back up. So this is the same down dog tilt of the pelvis that we worked on in down dog. You're trying to strengthen this and lengthen this. And because our hamstrings tend to be tight due to our lifestyles, you just always want to approach any hamstring stretches with some mindfulness and pay attention to what your body's telling you. Come on. And now we're going to add the arms to this. So bringing your arms out to the side, inhale, the arms come up. Now bring the hands out to that T, rotate the palms, and as you hinge forward, just draw the hands towards each other like this. And then lift back up, rotating the arms, lift the arms, and down the midline. Inhale up. Exhale, rotating the palms of the hands up. And rotating the arms back, and then lifting up and down the midline. Go a few more times like this. This is inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And then just stand in mountain pose and notice what you feel on the VPOC, the energetic after effect of the pose. And the VPOC of a practice can actually last for a fairly long time. So you might not notice anything now, but perhaps after Shavasana, you might notice a shift or during Shavasana. And that's actually a good thing. Now, step your feet out and bring your hands here. Even if it's something like weeping after practice, it's still a good thing because it just means you've opened up some stagnation and allowed some offloading of some negative energy that you've been holding on to. Now, bring your hands, and that's all you have to think about. You don't have to try and attach. As a matter of fact, best not to try to attach it to anything. Now, standing nice and tall here with your feet about shoulder distance apart, go ahead and bend and straighten. And bend and straighten. So just getting this smooth, fluid motion into the body. This energetic. Isn't it interesting, as sophisticated as human beings like to think we are, our energy can be manipulated by how we behave in our body. So if we take this calm, soothing practice, you will just notice an energetic shift. Now, the next time you bend your knees, bring your weight onto your right foot and roll up on the ball of the left, and then transferring to the other side, rolling up on the ball of the right. So just keep going like this. And then you can begin lifting that foot off the ground. So it's just an extension. It's nothing new, nothing different. It's just an extension of this. And in this practice, it is the transition, moving from one side to the other where the work is. We tend to think this is it. When you arrive, that's the work. But no, this, the transition, this is the work. This is the instability. This is where the potential for change lies. And then here it's set. Here's where you can change, and here it's set. So pay attention. The transition is a lot more difficult. And the next time both feet are flat on your yoga mat, stay here and breathe. And again, notice the Vipak. And then bring your hands back here. And we're going to go into like a swaying tree pose. So bend both knees, bring your hands together here. Engage the root, lock the pit of the belly, bring your left foot to your right shin, turn the knee out. Turn the knee in, come back through center. Here's your transition. Turn that right knee out, press the hands together. Keep going through center. Engage the bandhas. There's your tree. Make sure that the heel of the foot that's lifting is against the long bone of the leg that's standing, so that you're not pushing into the knee joint. You want to push pretty hard into the leg with that heel for stability. And when you're ready, you can simply bring this to a close. Take a few breaths here. And then step your feet out wide. in a warrior two position. You might have to change where your device is so you can see. And then bring your hands low on your hips, and you're just gonna, this is a gentle twist in the hip joints. So don't twist so hard you torque the knee joints, or the knee joints or the ankle joints. You want to press into the feet, lengthen like you're lifting off the heads of the femurs, and just this gentle internal, external rotation of the legs and the hip sockets. And then come back to the center and turn your right leg out so the toes are pointing towards the short end of the mat. And we're going to come in and out of a warrior two. So go ahead and bend the right knee, bring your arms out to warrior two. And come back. This is inhale and exhale. One more time, in and out of the pose. And then we'll take the static pose right here. Turning your head to look towards the right fingers. Notice the energetic of this. Now just lift your arms up overhead, turning the palms towards each other. Look straight ahead. Stay here. See if you feel a shift in energy. And then open the arms back to the sides. Look over to the right finger and breathe here. And then straighten that right knee, lower the arms. And we're just going to go right to the other side. So right toes come forward so they're facing the long end of the mat, and the left leg rotates so that the toes and the knee are facing the short end of the mat. Press into the feet, lengthen. And here we go. Bending that left knee, the arms come up. And back to straighten. So remember your transitions, like this is the transition. So move slowly with the best alignment you can manage today, all the way in and all the way out of the pose. So that you're using the muscles mindfully, not to support the weight, but to align the bones. You're using the muscles to align the bones, and the bones support the weight of the body. Next time you come into warrior two, stay here. Turning your head to look towards the left fingers, lengthening the spine, breathing here. So you'll notice you can make like little micro adjustments here. But every time you move just a little bit, there's a little instability that occurs. And then lift the arms up overhead. Turn your head to the front. You're still in warrior two, and your legs, and you're breathing here. And then open the arms back out, Virabhadrasana 2. Lowering the arms, straighten that left knee. Go ahead and heel toe. Step in, rock from side to side. And then just bring your hands to Anjali Mudra right here. We'll go Utkatasana, or power pose 3 times. Inhaling up. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the hands down the midline. Inhale up. And exhale to the heart center. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale. And last one. So go ahead and make your way down onto your mat to prepare for Shavasana. And I invite you to move and stretch in any way. If you need to move and stretch to release the low back, so you might want to do some Apanasana, hugging and releasing the knees. You might want to just rock your knees from side to side. So this is Apanasana like this. You can rock back and forth like this, but notice how you feel. And if there's a stretch you like to do that. And then once you feel ready, you can come into Shavasana, straightening one leg and then the other. If you are prone to low back problems, or if your low back is just kind of cranky today, put a bolster under the thighs like this to tip the pelvis forward like that. And we'll be here in silence for some minutes. When it's time to come up, I'll ring the singing bowl.